Okay, so you're struggling with the Chapter 3 Ruins trap room, right? And, you hit that switch not knowing you have a time limit, and then you just suddenly go for it. But why do that to yourself? Why give yourself unnecessary anxiety? You don't need to. You can practice this trap room as much as you want and then try to go for it. And even if you fail, as long as you stay within the trap room, you will not lose the treasure chest. Not that that treasure chest is useful. You don't need it. You really don't. But regardless, say you're like, no, but I need to collect every treasure. That is my way, right? Okay, well, no problem. First, practice. It's not going anywhere. It's not going to go anywhere. As long as you don't activate that switch, right? And then leave the room. Don't leave the room, but you can always practice without activating the switch. So what you do, torches. Pay attention to these torches in the first two parts. As long as you're in movement, you can't really be touched by these arrows. Unless you're running towards them, right? But this is a safe spot, right? And all we have to do, I like to keep at least one extra space of distance if I can, because sometimes these little arrow traps are a little bit finicky when you're too close to them. Sometimes they will hit you instantly regardless. They're not supposed to all the time. Or maybe that is intended. Regardless, after that, all we just have to do is run across. As long as we're in movement, we're fine, as you see. So remember, torches. This is another spot where you could just run until you hit the torch. Boom, you're safe. This is your safe spot. Take a moment to breathe. Now we move on, right? So this is a tricky one for some people because, they see the movement is all diagonal on the shuriken. It's moving left, it's moving up and down, and this can take a little bit of practice, right? This is why I say practice, just practice, And now my usual way is just to run up to this point, but it's not easy to just stop on a dime. Sometimes you overshoot, and yes, that happens, but trust me, you have time. But regardless, this is a good spot to be because all you gotta do is just run to the left and then run up. But let's talk about another way. So you could potentially use this spot right here, and then essentially you want to move yourself up, but you don't want to hesitate. So let's wait for the star, right? Not that you need to, but we can get in between the spaces of the statues, right? So we're going to want to move right over here then, and then move here, and then all we need to do from there is just run to the left and move up. There's different ways to go about this. This one actually has the most ways to tackle it, where, you run up to a spot where the shuriken is not, and then you just want to get to this zone right here. Once you're here, or if you're in this lane, you can just run to the left, run up, you're good. So finally, for this one, rather than trying to run up to this spot, which, okay, I know I made that look easy and then you just go here. That's one way to do it. Or you can just move to the right where you have a lot of time. You're not fighting with racing these guys upwards, right? Actually, in fact, they don't even go down here, if you happen to notice. So the trick here is just go over here. This is the easy way, right? And you can literally, as the shuriken is kind of moving upwards, just chase the shuriken, go over here, and you're safe. Look, nothing can touch you here. You are safe. You do not need reflexes for this per se. Not entirely. I don't have reflexes. This is why I can't play competitively in fighting games. I just don't have that reaction speed. Instead, I recognize situations and then I predict the outcome. So sometimes I am guessing, like with this. I do not have good timing with this. I literally screw this up all the time. I might not get as lucky as I did on my first attempt at explaining this. But what helps me is that I notice I have an easier time when the shuriken are up against the statues, not inside, in between them, right? So instead, I wait for those to come together, and as they start moving, I run. That's what I find works the best for me. And then here, you don't need to panic. Just wait for these two to go down, run across, and then you get your treasure. If you get the treasure, you can do this again. It'll be far easier because you're not wasting time running this way and then coming this way like in the video I posted on YouTube. Wait, maybe this is probably going to go to YouTube, I don't know. But you just want to, run across when these guys are down. Just like that, right? So And if you do go the long way, you know, that's fine too, but it's easy to make a mistake and overshoot when running. So I just prefer to, you know, kind of move my way up here, kind of shimmy, you know, and then just run across. And that's the easiest way to get through. So let's just do a quick demonstration. All right, so let's see if I can do it again after having explained that. So there's no treasure chest. I don't know if that was already collected by the user who requested help. You know, I'm just keeping a little bit anonymous about that, but here, oh geez, see, here's me not using my own advice, but okay, I'm gonna put it to effect as you saw there. So for me, as I said, I like to just run up here, run to the left, to go this way, and then we're safe here. We can just, whoops, we're safe here. We can just kind of run our way up, and then at the very end, oh look, we're in a good position, nice. And then run across, oops, I have to stop, and then you would just collect your treasure chest, or go through the door. Okay, that worked out.